Hello, ladies and gentlemen. Good morning, good evening, or good afternoon, wherever you are. We are casting the ATHENA Championship here today on Saturday. I hope you're going to have a pleasant and fantastic experience, because I sure am going to. I'm here with my caster, Fujian Akira. Thank you so much for taking the time out of your day to join me for this cast.
Oh, no problem at all. I would not have missed it. It's very, very early over in the new empire, but definitely woke up early to make sure that we were able to come in here and get these games out. We're going to be starting off with Team Hera versus Team Themis. Kind of a God of Wisdom matchup, or Goddess of Wisdom matchup, because Hera is the God of Wisdom in the Zeus order, and then before that was the Titans, and that's where Themis comes from. Very excited.
There is going to be a very interesting battle between these two. The teams did have to ban out a couple of maps first, where Sky Temple got banned out, followed by Dragonshire. The next was Alterac Pass, and the last ban was Battlefield of Eternity. This means that the teams are going to be playing the best out of 3, and the first map that we're actually going to go to is Tomb of the Spider Queen.
I'm actually really, really excited about Tomb of the Spider Queen. It's a slightly different map than a lot of the others in the map pool. Wave clear is of utmost importance, but at the same time, obviously being able to support your spiders and clear out the opposing spiders whenever they come at you. Double soaking can be done on this map, but isn't required because whenever you get the objective, the map is small enough that you don't really necessarily need a double soaker. When you have the objective, the enemy waves don't actually get anywhere, so you can't benefit from it. But you do still sometimes see the double soak, so it opens itself up to a lot of different opportunities for play and a lot of different strategies. I'm really interested to see which strategies these individuals' team try and use.
It is a very interesting map. It is quite small, but despite that, the macro in it is really important. So it'll be interesting to see what kind of heroes these ladies end up picking and pulling out to optimize it. And I'm excited. I'm hoping to see some nice spicy picks during this draft. Now, sorry, I was just going to say that we're all getting into the lobby. I panicked there because I was just going to make sure that the captains are all on the right side, everything's on the right side. But I just realized I don't have to do that today.
No, there's a lot going on. We don't want anything else on our minds that we don't have to have. But yeah, I'm very, very interested. This is the map that works itself best into pit comps because, again, it is so small. You know, Lucio on your team, and you can be in all 3 lanes at the same time, it feels like.
It is. It can be overwhelming, and it can be quite a snowballing map as well. So there's a lot that can happen, I think, on this map, and it'll be interesting. Like I said, it'll be interesting to see. I'm hoping because this is an all-women's championship. I'm hoping that they pull out something like all-female heroes only, or something really interesting like that. I'm pretty excited for that.
If they do, I will completely allow them to use the female version of Diablo, the Liablo, if you will. Definitely counts.
Beskin.
It's funny, I love it, but it's also super, it looks like a spider when I first saw it, I hated it, and then I found out what its actual lore implications were. I'm like, that is awesome!
You're very big into your lore. And can I just put a side note that your green background there, just all the way supporting it. So good.
I'm a massive, massive, massive StarCraft person, although I know the lore for just about every single game except for Overwatch. Don't ask me about the Overwatch lore. I can't tell you, but any of the other heroes, I'm good.
Yeah, StarCraft Universe has some amazing soundtracks, and hopefully we'll get to see that in later parts of today's championship. We are going to start in just any second now. I just want to make sure that I have the teams correctly. We have Team Themis on the left-hand side, and we have Team Hera on the right-hand side. So Team Themis is the Titaness, and on the right hand, we have the Goddess. And here we go into the draft. where Team Hera is going with the first ban.
I think it may actually be the other way around because
Do I have them mixed up?
Pocahontas is the captain of Team Themis, and she is definitely on the right-hand side. And then Tiny Owl's the captain of Team Hera, and she's on the left. So actually, I may have been backwards. I can't remember which one you said now.
Let me. Okay, they are the other way. Okay.
So we do have the first ban over on the side of Team Themis. Let's go ahead and see. Two and Spider Queen, the heroes that I see a lot here are, again, those wave clear and mobile heroes. Although it looks like we're not going to go for a wave clear or a mobile hero first. We're getting Uther out of here. Don't want to deal with that double support meta that's been coming up of late.
Oh, as a melee assassin, you do not want to deal with an Uther or a Brightwing. They're very meta and very troublesome, might I tell you. So, yes. And Uther just spices a lot of things. He can be either picked as the main healer, as the main tank, or as the offlane. He's just way too flexible.
Uther pretty much does whatever they want to do. Also have D.Va banned out as the first ban over on the side of Team Hera. Obviously, very, very, very mobile hero. Great wave clear. And does have the ability to almost ensure turn-ins by being able to nuke one of the turn-in points, and no one can actually stay in there to interrupt.
I believe you do love a good bit of D.Va, and we do see a counterban of Sonya. Sonya is extremely a meta pick right now, and I absolutely love the fact that the ladies are banning what is very difficult in the meta right now, what is really toxic and extremely strong, as we see Falstad being banned out here. Really, really meta bans coming out here.
The only thing that I regret about the ban so far is that with Sonya not in here, I'm not going to have the opportunity to go, oh, because that's my favorite sound in the entire.
Yeah, unfortunately, you never know. She might not even have gone leap in the first place. So it is. We'll see what we end up getting. We do see Stukov being picked up as the first pick here. Very meta support. One of the first pick, first lock kind of heroes. We see Asmodan being picked up in response with Johanna. Saloon is very known for her big orbs, for throwing them out. Absolutely fantastic Asmodan player, and I'm so excited to see her pull it out in Tomb of Spider Queen.
I also love this pick on this map because it's actually from mid lane. You can actually hit all three lanes with the orbs, so you can stack very, very, very easily. So I expect that quest to be finished. I won't say super fast, but very reliably. We'll go that far.
In response, we do see Diablo being picked up, which is a fantastic pick against Johanna. It is a counter pick because Johanna is not able to control Diablo. And we also have Chromie picked up. Not the best pairing, Diablo and Chromie, but on this map, because it is so short, I think Chromie will always be in reach to follow up onto the Diablo.
I would certainly say so. I do have to say, unfortunately, Pocahontas did not go for the best Diablo skin. Hoping to change that before we get into the game.
We do see that it is a relatively new account, so we will forgive. We will forgive and forget here. We do see Cassia being banned out as well. Very strong DPS at the moment, and it would fill up their comp really well by picking an AD hero with an AP. But there we see Tyke is banned out, so it doesn't punish the tanks in the front line.
So yeah, that ban on the Cassia may mean that there's some auto attack heroes in the future for Team Hera, because Cassia is one of the more reliable blinds, unless you want to go into a Lily. So, and they've already picked their tank, so May will not be coming out, but definitely not an auto attack coming out of Anduin. That is the anti-dive pick back. And then we do have the Greymane.
Oh, we do see a spicy Greymane pick. I absolutely love the Greymane pick, and I think it's fantastic here with Asmodan. Let me explain. They have a fantastic 3-man solid comp to rotate and clear that wave. If Johanna just W's the wave, Greymane cocktails, Asmodan throws out his orb, and that is the wave cleared and perfect stacks. I really like this comp, and if they perfect it and make it work, it's going to be so good.
Oh, and we have Kerrigan coming out. I'm so here for Kerrigan. Let me just tell you, obviously, StarCraft person, if you can't tell, but I just love the hero as well, being able to pull everyone back.
Yeah, we do see Blaze also being picked up here, following that trend. He has very good wave clear, but a great ultimate that will protect his teammates. And what is this? Rhaegar and Anduin double heal on the side of Team Hera? Is that a Rhaegar solo lane?
That it's either going to be Rhaegar or it's going to be Greybane, and I would not be surprised to see the Rhaegar, because you can actually have him move around very, very quickly. He can heal himself, has decent wave clear up there. And the other solo laner is, I guess, going to be Blaze. So Blaze's big engage is being able to charge in, and Rhaegar is very, very maneuverable with that will form. So I think it actually could work.
I like how Dentro called out, saying that he predicted that it would be Rexer last pick, but you got it almost close. We got a different doggy instead. So at the moment, we are just going to start the game in a minute. We do have Team Hera versus Team Themis. This is the ATHENA Championship, an all-women's championship where ladies are battling it out in the Nexus 5v5 and seeing who's the best of the best.
So we do have two of the Spider Queen being got in here. This is a map where obviously you're trying to go through the various 3 lanes of the map, pick up the little spider tokens that drop whenever you get off the minion waves. Being able to turn those in, you'll have a wave of spiders jump in order to help you out. And we're actually into the game right now.
We are into the game just right now. Oh. I've tabbed out. Apologies about that for a second. All right, on the left-hand side, I hope I have this right now, we have Team Hera. We have Tiny Owl playing Rhaegar, Draconi on Greymane, Saloon playing Asmodan, Chiquita on Anduin, and Bubbles playing Johanna.
On the opposite side of the map, we do have Serena coming in on Kerrigan, Stukov being played by Zakuta, Pocahontas coming in on that Diablo, Chromie is being played by Tazzy Tigress, and then Blaze is being played by Sherazud.
Fantastic.
That last name correctly, I'm not positive.
It is. I'm having minor camera issues management. I just wanted to put that out quickly. Okay, perfect. Thank you. Sorry, I had minor issues on my side, but I just got it fixed, so everything's all right. Okay, so we do see the standard rotations here. The blue team is stacking S5 at the moment, though, so they might miss a couple of minion waves at the bottom. Tiny Owl rushing over on 4 legs to get the last couple of soak.
So, yep, it does look like we've got, ironically enough, both of our healers going to the bottom lane for just a second to pick that up, and Anduin is going back up to the mid lane. Pocahontas does go ahead and get the flip onto Bubbles, but Bubbles not actually gets pulled back and stunned. May actually get taken out. No, Anduin. Never mind.
Oh my goodness, Pocahontas was not letting Johanna get away and absolutely dove into those towers to guarantee and secure the first kill on the side of the red team.
We also do have a Draconi at the bottom going ahead and picking up these siege minions while that is going on, though. So they're going to start pushing up and doing siege damage to the bottom wall. If Tiny Owl can keep Sherazud off that. It's always so much harder to read their names when they're walking around.
We do see a fantastic combo here by Kerrigan. Blaze follow. Shiraz is trying to slow down Tiny Owl, and she gets away with a margin of her HP. Really great combo there by Serena. Absolutely fantastically played. I do want to put on a side note that Chromie has opted to go for W build, which is not very meta these days, but I like it. I appreciate this.
Let me pull these up. And that's really, really interesting. That's something I had not actually noticed as of yet.
We see the standard 4-man clear going on where, teams are rotating, clearing waves. Pocahontas is stepping up here to focus Chiquita. She is in a really rough spot. Kerrigan pulls her in, followed by the Chromie. Engage! Fantastic. Draconi is trying to get a counter kill onto the Kerrigan, but Kerrigan does get away safely, and the rest of the team backs out. Really great pick there by the Diablo, finding possibly another Greymane here. Blaze trying to follow up with a stump, but Johanna stopped with her. No, Draconi, run! Run, Draconi!
I've got to say,
makes it.
We definitely saw that the Diablo Pocahontas was a bit of a new account over in EU, but these plays show us that Diablo is not a new hero to Pocahontas. Fantastic play coming out so far.
Really well played there by Pocahontas with her engages, and great follow-up by the rest of the team to ensure to get the best follow-up. Great positioning there by the red team to see if they can find another pick. They are stepping up, trying to find possibly something, but instead focus on clearing the wave. There's no need for the red team to do a whole lot. They are half a level ahead in XP, so they're happy to just chill. Oh no, Greymane is in a bit of a bad trouble, but great pull there by Anduin. Greymane's bite, unfortunately, had gone through and charged back in. Very unlucky timing there.
But obviously to get out just fine. We are up 2 kills to 0. However, the more important fact at the moment is that we are at 39 spider tokens out of 50, so only 11 more. We will have our first wave of the game. Their opponents do have about 40 in the bank, but it does currently look like Team Themis is guarding the turn-ins very, very well.
I would like to put a very small side note that maybe it's because I'm sick of really bad Asmodans I run into my Storm League games, but Saloon already on 110 stacks in 4 minutes. That is impressive stats. Really well played here by Asmodan to ensure to get those stacks, because those stacks need to get online ASAP so that the team can start doing some damage.
Yeah, you can almost think of Asmodan as sort of Butcher-esque in the sense that until your quest is done, you're like half of a hero. But once the quest is actually finished, you're more than one hero. And so how quickly you can get to the point where you're overpowered, per se, is what really makes the match. And this Asmodan is playing out of her mind.
We do see, unfortunately, the first objective is going over for the red team. Pocahontas is already playing aggressively, charging in, and no, she cannot get punished for charging in like that, and gets away with it. Oh, Blaze tries to get a charge in, but they're possibly in a bad situation here. The burst isn't there to follow up and punish the tanks yet. Until Asmodan gets online, until Greymane possibly gets Cursed Bullet, they cannot punish the Diablo nor the Blaze.
And they are still 2 levels away from that happening. 2 and some change. And we do have those spiders coming in. A lot of pressure being put into the mid lane. They're going to try and push this down. A bit surprising. Oftentimes the top lane is the priority because you have the boss up there. But we do have Chromie up there picking up that experience. And Blaze is down at the bottom. So they just want to make sure they extend and continue their experience lead. Not as interested in just bruising down a target. But just like Greymane is pushing it on Blaze as quickly as she can.
Yes, Asmodan is stuck clearing the top lane, and he might be in a bit of trouble here as Pocahontas is sniffing, ready for blood, looking for a possible charge in. And the team decides, nah, we're going to give this for it. We don't want to die to Diablo anymore. Oh, Pocahontas' HP did get shredded there, mounts up and gets away, however. Like I said, unfortunately, Diablo is free to do what he wants until until the enemy team gets level 10 and can start pressuring that front line.
So we do have a turn-in ready on the side of Team Hera. The real question is, because already you have Diablo guarding the top turn-in, Blaze at the bottom turn-in, so they do not want their opponents to be able to actually get these in. However, it does look like Greymane is at the bottom trying to pick up the siege scab again. Blaze goes down there, but Tiny Owl moves in order to intercept, and they get that picked up.
They do get that picked up, and the blue team is just 1 gem away from turning in. Hopefully, they'll be able to get it there in the bot side. Red team is posturing top side, making sure that they don't turn in. Diablo charges in onto the Asmodai. Curry can follow up there. Stuck on silent. Saloon massively. What a great the ancestral healing on Saloon, and she gets away. What a great counter engage, but Draconi might not be out. She's after biting in, gets flipped over onto the other side, and out they pop. Fantastic play by both teams. Really nice follow-up by the red team, but also really great save by the blue team.
Absolutely. You could do that engagement about 10 times, and about 8 times someone would end up dying on one side or the other, but no, both teams knew exactly what they were doing, and no one actually was able to secure a kill, which is just sign of fantastic play coming out. We do have the web weavers moving in. One of the towers is already down in the middle. It does look like a lot more focus is on the middle than we saw in red team's charge. However, we do have Blaze down here working on the bottom. heroic abilities are out for both teams.
Yes, heroics are out for both teams, so they are posturing about possibly seeing to see if they get a pick off. Johanna is being pulled in. She doesn't have mana. She needs to walk out as fast as possible with her unstoppable. Draconi might be in a spot of trouble. Great cleanse there by the Rhaegar. Hopefully she gets out of the slowing sands. Oh my god, those slowing sands look like such a nightmare.
Absolutely. So we do have, it looks like the last of the web weavers is still alive up at top. Just the Asmo orbs are coming in and chunking the red team right now, because obviously that quest is now complete.
Yes, the quest has been complete. Quests all have been complete on both sides. Chromie's level 1 and so has Asmodan. So, you know, Asmodan and Chromie are basically the same thing. So it'll be interesting to see how they get on and compete against each other. The red team is in a position to turn in, and if they get this turn in, they will be able to push with objective. Really nice interrupt there by Chiquita. Oh, as Diablo's looking. He's sniffing.
All right, Bubbles might be in a bit of trouble here. However, great job pulling everyone in. There's an Asmo orb. Diablo down to about half health. Gets healed up very, very quickly because he is Diablo.
Does get held up very quickly, but Greymane needs to be careful as Diablo is great APOC combo, great stun bomb, into place. Oh no, Draconi manages to dodge so many abilities. Oh, the poor Crathra does not live to tell the tale, but absolutely well played by Draconi. She dodged so many things there. I'll give her a clap for that. That was a really good attempt.
Absolutely. Like, forced a lot of mana to be used in order to secure that kill, which I think was going to happen no matter what. We do have the web weaver at bottom being focused down by Team Hera. The one in the middle is pushing in on the fort, and the one up top is moving in on keep wall right now.
Aggressive play here by the red team again, anchoring in that bush, ready to possibly engage as the mid fort falls. Diablo walking in, possibly seeing if he can pull someone out or flip someone over. But blue team is playing defensively, just focusing on clearing the wave.
Obviously, we do have the top and middle fort down, so that will cause occasional catapult pressure to be mounting up in both lanes. Not as big a deal on this map as some of the other ones, because it is so small and you can rotate so quickly, but it is definitely something they're going to have to babysit going forward.
The blue team is in a position to pick up some gems now, but they do have turn-in. However, there is a talent tier disadvantage. They're almost there. Decide to get the camp. With this camp, they're going to get level 13, and they can fight uneven talents. And this might be something that they're interested in doing and taking. Shot calling on the side of Team Themis. I absolutely love this aggressive playstyle that they have. They're anchoring. They're ready to follow up. They're ready to do their combos. I really like the way they're playing so aggressively. And posturing around. Bubbles is trying to get her turning on Johanna. Great charge there, but just gets rooted, but the follow-up isn't quite there just yet.
Also, we just had Asmodan finish up their level 1 quest again. Obviously, that means that now the 400 stacks are complete before the 200 were done.
That's incredible. At level 13, my experience in Storm League is you don't get those completed until level 24.
Yeah, that's like typically by 20 you try and get that done. Getting it done at level 14 is insane. 11 minutes into the game.
Really well played. We do have the blue team getting the objective now, and we're going to see what they're going to do with this push, because there is a scaling issue that the red team has to deal with. They should not be letting Asmodan get ahead this far, and if they can lock him down and shut him down early, it is something that they are probably going to focus and prioritize now here.
It does look like we are once again prioritizing the middle lane, which makes me a little bit unsure, because I think that is to a certain degree the reason why there's always experience advantage out of the red team, because every time they get this objective, they split out and get experience in all 3 lanes. But Team Hera continuously just prioritizes one lane and misses experience with the other 2 during objective.
Oh, Johanna's looking for a possible great blessed shield onto the Diablo as he pops extremely low. Draconi tried to get a Wasp, but they're already on the other side. Oh no, great charge there by Pocahontas, by the way, to get out when she was in spot of trouble, but she might not be out of trouble just yet. Okay. Whew. My heart was clutching for her there.
Does get saved by the slowing sands, and just made it so the rest of the team was not really comfortable going in after that, because she was down to about 30% of her health, I would say.
Oh, we do see Pocahontas looking for a great Diablo engage. Stun on Chiquita. Great stoppable there. The Rhaegar, but Tiny Owl is in a spot of trouble. It gets silenced and couldn't use her heal. The rest of the team is desperately trying to get out. Draconi might actually be able to pop out. Run, Draconi! Nice pull there by Dwayne. Run, team! I keep saying run because these engages are terrifying. Oh. Unfortunately, one man down for the blue team as Tiny Owl sacrificed herself to save the healer.
Save the other healer?
Oh yeah, the other healer. We do see the red team picking up the bottom camp as well, and they have turn-in. This is going to be a difficult push for the blue team to deal. However, a fully stacked Asmodan means that he has plenty of wave clear, so the blue team should be able to respond and deal with this.
Thankfully, because they are trading very well in terms of these turn-ins, none of the lanes are pushed in all that far. 2 of the 3 of them are about midway, but the middle wave was actually over kind of close to the red side.
Oh.
So that does get cleaned up.
Pocahontas again stepping up aggressively, but realizes that her team is just slightly behind and didn't force an engage. Really like that call there. Stukov ready to... Oh, great route by... Just a bit too far out, too protected by the forts there, but it was really nice route there by the Stukov. Oh. Red team does get a fort down. All of these spiders are going to be pushing in onto the keeps now, so the blue team are in a bit of spot of trouble. They need to do their best to defend this.
So yep, it does look like the mid one is the priority, but that web weaver is almost already gone. But while they're having to defend this, no one is in the other 2 lanes. It looks like Aspo is moving up right now in order to try and deal with this upper web weaver. That is going to be cleaned up relatively quickly. There is no red forces are actually here yet to defend it. Pocahontas is coming in from the side.
Yes, Pocahontas is looking constantly for an engage here, but the top red weaver is gone. There is a whole wave here, so the red team is still posturing around. Great blessed shield there, trying to follow and engage. Diablo charges in onto Salute, gets a double Wausau. Kerrigan follow up and doing great pull to save her. Absolutely fantastic, but Bubbles is in a spot of trouble. Great slow, great Anduin stun, but Kerrigan protects herself in the stasis. Oh my goodness.
And we do have the web weavers are all taken out, and none of the forts actually fell in that fantastic defense. If you had asked me a couple of minutes ago, I would have said there was absolutely no way that all 3 of those forts survive. But I would have been wrong.
You would have been wrong. All of them do remain standing strong. Fantastic play by both teams, by the way. Great engage by the red team and great defenses by the blue team. And as you look at their comps, it's exactly what they should be doing. The red team has a very aggressive heavy engage comp, while the blue team has a much more passive poke comp. And they also are responding really well with cleanses and the heals to save their teammates from the heavy engages. Fantastic play by both supports so far.
Absolutely. We do have Blaze watching the lower one. Now, a lot of Team Hera is stacked up watching this Blaze. They're preparing to move in. And there they go. The engages. I think they were waiting for...
Oh, the route there to stop Blaze. He had to pop bunker to try and save himself. Pocahontas is in the backline all by herself, but so is Draconi. Draconi is on the other side of the map. Unfortunately, perfectly CC there is going to be blown up. The Anduin ultimate just not connecting in time. Tiny Owl trying to get a go. Chiquita is also in a bit of spot of trouble. Oh, gets away there. Oh, Draconi, and it's just so funny to see that. Oh, Pocahontas. Great route by Chiquita, but Bubbles is still in trouble. Great cleanse there by Tiny Owl to make sure that Johanna gets away.
Yeah, Diablo almost got a little bit too far out ahead of her team, but did realize once again that the Kerrigan had been stunned, and so does turn around, stops trying to engage. It does not look like Team Themis actually has the ability to turn in. They are about 10 gems short, but they are looking up at boss right now.
They're posturing around boss. It looks like a trap. It's a trap. Uh-oh. Don't be suspicious. Don't be suspicious. Don't be suspicious. Don't be suspicious. Oh, she does get spotted out. Diablo is possibly looking for a gauge here, waiting for the unstoppable to finish. Looking for a gauge onto the Bubbles, flipping over, falling back. Silence onto the backline. Great blessed shield there. The Untitled Starbolt. Stukov gets away with such low HP. Blaze is still hiding in the bunker, holding onto his knickers, but Draconi falls down. Great counter engage there by Shreyas. She's focusing onto the bubbles. She pops her unstoppable to try and run away. Blue team backing out there. Oh, Pocahontas trying to get the level 20 engage. Great storm. Great wall stun there by the Diablo, but a great pull by Chiquita. Ooh, these back and forths, man.
You have full 5-on-5 engagements, and at the end, only one person dies. Like, both teams understand exactly whenever the knife's edge gets a little too sharp, and they're both great at being offensive and also great at disengaging.
Yeah, that was a rough fight for the blue team because the red team did get level 20 during that fight and they were able to take advantage of it very quickly. Bubbles is desperately trying to get her turn in there just so that they have some sort of defensive objective, but the Blaze double stun CC. Oh my god, that CC chain is just perfection.
So we do have the boss turned in, but at the same time, the blue web weavers are secured. So that is going to be counter pushing through this boss. However, keep in mind that the middle and the bottom lane, where the web weavers actually have free push, are the ones that they have to walk the furthest. So unfortunately, I don't think this web weaver phase is going to do too much, but it does distract Team Hera or Team Themis.
I completely agree. It's a really good turn-in from a defensive perspective. It just forces the red team to be in a position where, look, you're not ending this video game. We're still here. We're still fighting. The blue team is just going to desperately try and work and get level 20 to get that level 20 on Asmodan and possibly just oppressively push out the lanes and start making some big plays with the orbs.
So once again, the boss comes in. The fort does not fall.
None of the forts have fallen. Their HP is going lower and lower by each round, but they're still not falling. The keeps are standing strong.
So keep in mind that does mean that the top lane is the only lane where there's uneven catapult pressure because the middle and bottom forts on both sides have gone down.
So we see the blue team taking camp. They're so close to level 20, they'll be sniffing out to look for a fight. Again, the blue team does have a more poke and sustain comp and a defensive comp, while the red team is looking to be constantly aggressive and possibly blow up. It will be very difficult, however, because there's so much on the side of the blue team. They have double cleanse, they have double healer. It's honestly a great response to that red team draft, and I really like it.
Oh, absolutely. I'm definitely here for it. It does look like we got mercenaries on both sides being picked up at the same time. Level 20s are picked up on both sides, so going to be relatively even fights from here on out, as you just said.
The red team is waiting to cap it so that the blue camp pushes in further first. Absolutely great call there from a macro perspective. And the red team gets the turn-in with the delayed cap on that camp there. Fantastic play by the red team. Great shot calling.
They need to be careful, though, because Blaze is in the bottom lane, and so blue does know that they are able to push into an uneven fight right now. They do realize that blues is not a super engage heavy comp. They're more of a siege or long range siege comp, but still they need to be a bit careful because they do know it's an uneven numbers fight at the moment. So Blaze is on their way up.
Blaze is rotating on his way up. They are going to see if they can find an engage, but the blue team playing very safe, backing out, going to stay under keep. However, the keeps are so low that at any moment Diablo can just take a charge in. Even Kerrigan can dive in and not be too scared of the forts focusing them, as they're so low and they're probably going to fall down to the spiders anyway. Oh.
So we do have all three of the spiders below half health before they even get to the walls, but this top one's going to be a problem because it is defended by the full might of Team Themis.
Asmodan did do his best to defend that, but it just wasn't enough. The top keep does fall. Mid keep did get saved, but I think the red team is rotating to possibly secure that. And the blue team is desperately going to try and defend that bot keep as well. But I think all keeps are going to fall. I think it's time to say goodbye. Farewell. They did their job. Oh. Do see Diablo posturing. Bless his shield, just missing Pocahontas by the inch. Great Anduin stun there onto the Blaze. Possible follow. Blaze hides himself into the bunker. Great Pocahontas ultimate. Serena is a bit of trouble. Kerrigan gets blown up. Sandwiched in between 5 terrible monsters. The back line of the red team is popping so low. Tiny Owl biting everyone in the back. Eats Chromie for dinner.
All right, we do have stasis around Chromie. Chromie's going to be coming out, but no help for her. So Chromie does go down. It is a 3-4-0. This is absolutely Team Hera's chance to come back into this game. They are ignoring the top and the bottom lanes. They are just pushing forward. Will they be able to get through this keep and possibly work on the core itself? I don't know. Death hammers are not that long, but they still have 30 seconds before they have an even fight.
Absolutely. This is their chance to get back into the game. But they might not be able to end, but they definitely have the opportunity to get the keep here. However, if they do get another kill or two, they can definitely end this video game. We'll see what their call is, and I'm really excited to see their shot call decision on this. They decide to go core. Absolutely great call. With a Greymane on the core, the amount of damage that they can put out. Great Blessed Shield onto Pocahontas and Blaze. Both stunned, but they decide to actually ignore them and focus core. Absolutely great call. Both tanks hiding into the bunker. Draconi is going absolutely monstrosity onto the core, trying to do everything she can. Tiny Owl, the other doggo, is also biting the core, and fantastic play by the blue team. What a great comeback by Team Hera.
I was absolutely not expecting it to go all the way. I don't think I would have had the confidence to go core at that moment. So the fact that they did, I was scared for them. I was actually terrified, but it worked out. I can't complain about it, obviously. And at the end of the game, unbelievably, unrealistically, we have 3 kills to 6. That game was a bloodbath. Like, neither team would leave the other one alone, but they were both so good at defense and knowing their limits that there were actually very, very few kills secured. Here's the thing to remember. The 3 kills that Blue got were all gotten in the last, 5 minutes of that game.
Yeah, wow, that was such a close game. I'm shocked how back and forth it was, and honestly, both teams play their comps fantastic. I cannot give enough credit to both teams. But I did mention before that the blue team's oppressive late game is something that the red team needed to punish a lot more, and they did their best. But it was just so close so many times. I'm so excited. If this is the first game and the first series, do I have some technical difficulties?
So I will say, while we look at that, what we actually absolutely said was that Azmodan getting the stacks done very quickly was the key to trying to get that done, and that's absolutely what we saw at the end of the game. We have Azmodan with 92,000 damage over the course of the game. The next closest damage dealer was Chromie with 52,000, and again, nothing against Chromie. It was just, again, those early stacks from Azmodan being able to build into that, kind of on the same tack in terms of siege damage. Azmodan again just blows the rest of the game out of the water, doing 259,000 to the next closest 154,000 damage. So looking at that, so absolutely fantastic job on the. I mean, it was a tough game. They definitely had a situation where they were able to push through and just had to survive long enough for Saloon to come online, and that's absolutely what we ended up seeing was at the end, the damage command of Saloon just really, really cinched that. The other thing I do have to say is looking at healing, obviously the double support comp did out-heal the single support comp, but Zakuta did do 100,000 healing, and together, Tiny Owl and Sakita did quick math, caster math. Why am I doing this? This is a terrible idea. About 117,000, so it was actually extremely, extremely close. Very, very, very happy to see that. Very eager to see that. So fantastic play on everyone. That is going to end us on to the Spider Queen. Obviously, this is a best of 3, so that is going to send us over to Team Themis, who are going to have the pick between first pick and map pick.
Thank you so much for stepping in there, Kira. I apologize. We had technical issues because we're such a professional lounge team. I apologize. That's on my half. My camera is not working, and I've just given up on it to fix it for the moment. But I hope everything went all right. I was just listening to you there. I think that there was very interesting stats to see that Saloon almost had double the damage on the enemy team, and it just allowed her to roller coaster and to build up those stacks, and was able to do so much more damage late game. It was really fantastic play by both sides of the team. I'm sorry for abandoning you earlier.
Hey, At the end of the day, we're trying to do a cast about games being cast on opposite sides of the globe. I think some technical difficulties are certainly okay to recognize.
Yes, I'm delighted that ping isn't creating too much of an issue between us. We do see that Team Themis has picked Towers of Doom as the map, and I absolutely love this map, and I'm so happy that this map is being picked up. It is one of my favorite maps. Nothing got to do with plenty of walls to wallbang people. I promise this has nothing to do with that. But it is a map that allows for great comeback potential, very similar to the last game, where you can give up a lot of the early objectives, all the early channels, and focus on scaling, and then allow yourself to snowball and win the late game level 20 fights, and start capturing the objectives then, and in the end winning the game. Also, bot control is very important on this map, controlling that bot tower, which is very interesting, because usually, logically, if you control the mid lane, you control the map, but in this game, if you control the bot lane, you're controlling the game, which it's a very unique map in my opinion.
Oh, it certainly is. You might remember the very first thing I said about Tomb of the Spider Queen is that that was a map that did not necessarily require a double soaker because it was so short. That is not the case for Towers of Doom. Towers of Doom, the accepted and just about the only way I ever see this played is you do have the double soaker in top and mid, and all the attention of the 4-man down at the bottom lane, unless they go for a pick. So you see a lot of Malthael here, you see a lot of Sonya here, you see Diva and Zul here a lot. Occasionally Gazlo. So, and what we can't say, and what I really hope we actually see to come out, is Lost Vikings do actually do very, very well here. Kind of a niche pick, but I'm always eager to see it when it does show up.
Yeah, Lost Vikings is really spicy pick, but the counter to that, or not the counter to that, but another spicy pick kind of like on that front is Abathur, an Abathur pick as well. It'd be interesting to see the ladies pick that up. And considering that we saw Kerrigan and Greymane picked up by both teams last time, absolutely, they're fantastic hat targets and things to boost. So I'm pretty excited to see some Abathur hat action.
Oh, absolutely. This is also, as you say, one of my favorite teams. Or one of my favorite maps. It is the only map in the pool where you can't actually just wipe the team and go kill core. You kind of have to wait for the objective to let you win. So if you actually get late game, you get a power spike, and you get to be where you can't be defeated in a team fight, you can have 1 core health and actually come back. I've seen it happen.
Yes, the comebacks on this map are potentially extraordinary, and I'm excited to see that again. Especially after the last game, I'm prepared for a reverse comeback again, because it is something I think that both teams have the potential to pull off. All right, we are starting with the bans. Blue team first. Team Hera are going to be the first ban. Last game, I remember they had banned out Diva as their first ban, and I'll see if they end up choosing that again. Dun-dun-dun-dun. Drum roll.
I mean, Diva is not. No, we do have Chromie banned out. I don't disagree with that. Definitely was a big problem in the previous game. The slowing stance really, really, really helped Diablo's engages secure kills, because after the flip, the slowing stance would just come out, and then the target just could not get away from the rest of the team.
Yeah, the slowing stance were very oppressive. I wondered if either team are actually going to give respect bans, but like I said, Team Hera did ban out Chromie, possibly a respect ban after that last game. It was great play. Also, like I said, narrow hallways, narrow paths on this map allows for Chromie to get a lot of value. And we do see that Diva ban that they banned out last game. They just do not want to deal with that Overwatch lady.
It's a bit surprising to me, because this is not one of Diva's better maps. She can double soak, but she tends to be out double soaked by Sonya, who is also banned, by Zul, by Malthael. So, but at the same time, she can absolutely just send her mech into kind of like into the Spider Queen, secure an area and force a turn in. So I do get, and we do again have the Uther ban out. It's interesting that Team Themis did go ahead and actually stay with the same bans they had in round 1, whereas the Chromie was picked up as a ban on the side of Team Hera. Do you remember who they banned in round 1 other that they didn't ban this time?
I don't remember.
I do not.
We do see Malfurion picked up, and I absolutely love this pick. Malfurion did get changed about 2 weeks ago, if I'm not wrong, and his talents are all over the place. But basically, he is extremely broken now because he is a Malfurion that roots people and then sleeps people, and CCs people almost as long as a mosh pit. We do see Cassia and Brightwing being picked up here on the side of Team Themis, and I love those two picks. Really good, strong healer and DPS, also quite meta. Cassia has kind of fallen off after the last few patches because she got nerfed, but still, top tier in my opinion.
Oh, and we do have the Li Ming and the Garrosh. I absolutely love the Li Ming pick on this map. She is long range enough, and obviously when you're trying to channel the objective, you can't move, so that just makes you prime for Li Ming's combo. She can end up delaying a turn-in for, it seems like, 18 minutes.
Garrosh pick is really interesting to see on Team Hera, and I'm wondering if it's really supposed to. Like, I did not know Saloon plays tank, and I'm pretty excited to see that. They have an incredible combo right now already: Garrosh throw, Malfurion root, and a Ming full blow up comp. If they manage to pull that off, oh my god, no one's going to survive that.
Yeah, absolutely. Throw into roots, and then after, even when you get out, if you manage to survive Li Ming's damage, you're still in the middle of the entire enemy team. So it's going to be similar to Diablo, except that the throw goes even farther, so you're even more out of position. And speaking of Diablo does get banned out.
Yeah, I was going to say, that's a respect ban to Pocahontas after that last game, and I don't mind that. She plays so aggressively and fantastically that I would have done the same. It's a really good ban here. We do see Yrel being picked up, great goat lady, and Jaina. I like it. They have a really nice standard comp on the side of the blue team. Like, very simple, blow up, hard damage, because Jaina and Cassia do a lot of damage, especially on a single target together. So whatever their focus is, they should be worried.
So we do have Yrel and Leoric being our two offlanes, but Zarya coming out. Very, very, very spicy pick. I'm excited to see it.
Dirty Garrosh and Zarya combo. I mean, who am I to say? I do this combo all the time. It's a very, very mean combo, but I like it. It's definitely something that's very difficult to pull off mechanically, but it's also very, very hard to counter. So in case anyone doesn't know what the combo usually is that at level 4, Zarya gives a shield, and it gives a lot of movement speed. So she pops on Garrosh. Garrosh just runs into the backline, pops his unstoppable where he can't be stopped, and gets that backline in with a combo throw. And if Malfurion root follows up, that target is DEAD, dead. I hope I spelled that right.
It's going to be something very spicy to see. I'm excited to see it. The one thing that I'm a little bit worried about is that, is Li Ming going to be enough damage? Because Zarya's damage is a bit inconsistent, and Leoric is, of course, often the off lane. So I do wonder about running into the Cassia and Jaina damage, especially with Varian holding you in place, so that you end up potentially getting hit by all 3 waves of Jaina's Blizzard.
Okay, so the blue team, we have Tiny Owl playing Malfurion, Chiquita playing Zarya. We have Bubbles playing Leoric, Draconi playing Li Ming, and Saloon playing Garrosh on Team Hera.
On the other side, on Team Themis, we do go ahead and have Zakuta playing that Brightwing, Varian being played by Pocahontas, Tazzy Tigress coming in on the Frost Lady Jaina herself, Yrel being played by Sherazade, and then Serena playing that Cassia.
Fantastic. Now we're going to start off with all people going mid and brawling it out randomly, because that's a thing we do in Heroes of the Storm. We do see a couple of
ARAM phase.
Exactly. But there are a couple of quests that both team need to get. Jaina needs gloves, Vari needs his Q, plenty of things to be obtained and gotten here. Ooh. Gloves are collected. The red team does need to be a little bit careful because they literally do not have a tank until level 4. Saloon, great route there to zone out the rest of the enemy team. But, and a sleep there onto the Jaina. I got a bit confused there. I was like, where did the sleep come from? But we forgot. Malfurion now sleeps people because that is completely okay and normal.
I mean, I will say, from a lore perspective, it makes sense that Malfurion, the champion of the Emerald Dream, can do that. Oh, but Pocahontas actually gets thrown out because it takes a lot of damage. Is not able to survive damage just yet, as we said. Not for another 3 levels, and actually goes back in. I'm not sure this is a good idea. We do have Brightwing going in, but oh my goodness, I did not.
Pocahontas gets away with a tiny bit of her HP attached to herself. Great Z there by Brightwing to ensure that Pocahontas gets away safe. We do see the double soak coming around from Hera and Bubbles. Leo versus Yrel. A skill matchup, I would say. If Leoric doesn't land all the sucky. And if Yrel manages to jump consistently on top of Leoric, basically.
I will say that Leoric has taken the great level 1 talent, the Ocean Revival, so that as he's double soaking, he's going to go ahead and continuously get these globes and let him heal even if he doesn't land the Drain Hope. So exactly what you want to do in a situation like this.
The blue team is posturing, possibly looking to throw their great cleanse by the Brightwing, pushing off the Garrosh and ensuring that he doesn't walk into the backline and get a nasty throw off. They still aren't level 4, the red team. The blue team could possibly look here for a pick and get a nice throw. Great storm there, great throw there. The root just didn't quite connect, but the kill is secured. Never mind, I lied. The root does connect. Cassia does get slept after it, and ensures the kill on the Jaina. That root is so nasty. I'm so sad people sleep. Oh. So difficult to deal with. Pocahontas looking to see if they can do some damage there on Leoric, but he just wraiths himself out.
So we do go ahead and have the altars coming up. The big question I have is whether the Gentle Person's agreement will be honored with the top lane with Yrel still going on, or they're going to invade into one another.
Oh, the great root onto the double variant, and Brightwing popping extremely low. Just a few spells, not quite connecting onto Brightwing, and gets away with very low HP. I like it. I like that a lot. Really well played there. And the red team was in such a bad position there for a few seconds. Both Leoric and Rel get the channels off. Great throw out there by Saloon to ensure that they possibly get the channel off. Pocahontas posturing around, trying to see if she can get onto that backline. Malfurion popping a little bit low there. Run, Malfi, run! Oh, great taunt there in the Garrosh. Polymorph to follow up to ensure that she can't pop her Indomitable. And run! Does not get a chance to run away. Yrel has rotated faster than Leoric. Hera knocking the blue team back away. And the red team get the channel.
So we do have an advantage on the side of Team Themis coming out after that. 32 core health versus 36. In terms of... Well, I just said core health. I'm not going to say it again.
I do want to say that I did mention that the root did not connect on the Garrosh throw, and I want to put it as a side note that without a throw Q combo that is very hard to pull off on Garrosh, it is almost impossible to follow up with the Malfurion root. So if the blue team manages to pull it off, it's incredible. Oh no, the taunt and polymorph, unstoppable being popped to clutch, get away. Great sleep there, great root. Pocahontas gets thrown into the backline and stunned, but it's a variant taunt, and he gets away with half HP easily.
For a split second when you said that, I just have to share, I almost thought what you were saying is that the root doesn't connect because the target is already 6 feet under. The roots don't go that deep.
No, I just meant that it's such a difficult combo to do with Garrosh throw and then any CC follow-up that's not point and click. It's a very difficult combo. Great posturing there by Pocahontas, but Saloon had sniffed it out. Tiny Owl did unfortunately step to front. Great saving throw there by Saloon. Polymorph on her. It's possibly getting close. Chiquita is popping extremely low. Pocahontas! The body blocking is real. Run, Garrosh, run! Bubbles is there to zone out the rest of the red team. Oh my goodness. Really great body blocking there by the Varian. Really well played.
Yeah, that was a great ambush that almost led to a kill, but not quite. We do have blue managing to get away. Saloon is slowly healing back up.
Yes, Malfurion is passively healing over time, so Garrosh should be... healing up in no time. Bubbles is rotating to ensure that Yrel doesn't get free channel. Jaina, however, has started the channel. Tiny Owl has stepped up to interrupt. So this is just double posturing, all right? Neither team knows what to do just yet. Saloon looking to see if they can get a throw, possibly. Great throw there onto the Varian. Root follow up there. Ming spells to follow up. Brightwing Z is going to heal Pocahontas right back up, but the counter engage on the other tank, and Garrosh gets absolutely devastated and blown up to shreds.
Yeah, I feel like Zarya actually went down to start channeling, which may have been a bit premature because that did turn the fight into a 5v4 temporarily, and now obviously with the tank going down, it's a 5v4 permanently.
Yeah, so the red team is pulling off their combo fantastically. It's a straightforward combo, but they're doing it well. Varian taunt, waiting for that taunt to finish up. Brightwing polymorph. That CC chain is just incredibly punishing. Chiquita's seeing herself in a really rough spot. Great body blocking there by the Varian. Absolutely well played. But the throw onto the Cassia into the tower. Ming followed. Brightwing Z is about to connect, and just in the last nick of time, the blue team manages to secure the kill on the Cassia. Great counter engage by the blue team. Whew.
Yeah, this is extremely well rehearsed. Definitely, what's extra impressive about this is keep in mind that these teams were, for the most part, formed at most maybe like 4 days ago.
A week ago, I think. The first kind of some teams even got switched around since then. So absolutely well played by the teams. With a couple of games to practice, I'm impressed by their team play so far. Ooh. Pocahontas possibly finding the Zarya. Oh, but gets thrown out by the Garish, but he's the one next on the list. Oh, great ultimate! The ultimate combo! Are they going to be popping low? Great taunt there onto the backline, but Zarya is unfortunately popping really low. Saloon is next as Varian is not letting him get away. Leo had tried to zone the rest of the team out, but it just wasn't enough. Serena wanted to get another kill as Li Ming falls down. Whew! These engages though, man.
Alright, Celine moves up there. Celine realizes, wait, we've had 2 people down. We cannot engage into this, and I absolutely agree with that. They even bring down the Urel in order to make sure all 5 people taking this camp. So that is going to give a temporarily experience advantage for Leoric, except Leoric is also coming down at this point.
Leo does wraith out safely, though. Oh, maybe... Yes. We're out. Everything's good. We're all out. All Gucci.
I will mention that the Cassia is currently up to 53 stacks on Thunderstroke, which is a fairly scary number. We're starting to get to the point where those are really chunking everyone in the game.
Oh, great route there to ensure the zone out. Leo and Tombs follow up to ensure that the tanks aren't able to do a whole lot. Cassia popped extremely low, but a great Z. Great Zarya ultimate to try and follow up, but oh, the blue team is running away because Leo had unfortunately got bursted down very early.
And once again, we have Zarya getting thrown behind the tower line. This time she is able to leap back out, so going to survive that, but a lot of low health bars on the side of Team Themis. They are having to pull back. But once again, Leo does go down. Obviously, does come right back into the fight because he's Leo and he cheats.
Leo is back inside the game, and the backline is actually popping extremely low, possibly looking to get a kill here on the Brightwing or Jaina. Saloon posturing around, looking to see if she can follow. Draconi almost popping the Cassia extremely low. Everyone is so low. Possible resets go. If a reset city gets popped off here, it is going to be GG. But it is Leoric who finds his demise. Great taunt there onto the Cassia. Great blow up by Draconi. That's it. It's reset city.
Absolutely. I've got to tell you, in the middle of that fight, if somehow Asmodee for the last game just threw an orb into this match, about 8 people would die.
Oh. Zarya does manage to get her ultimate off before she dies, but unfortunately does not end up running away. However, the blue team did get the channel. They are a level behind XP, but they did get the tower channel. Again, this map is all about late game. You can trade and give up objectives as long as you're scaling, as long as you're building up to do better late game. But I'm actually not sure who does better late game. Pretty even on my, I think. Yes, there's infinite stacking on the side of the red team, but the blue team does pretty well late game as well. Blue team posturing around here. Great stun by Saloon. But they do need to protect these suiciders from getting inside.
Yep, it does look like they're going to lose the front gate and actually also the tower. So being able to throw Yrel over the wall is going to be a lot less effective now, since obviously there's not a wall to keep her inside. However, there is a taunt on the very end right in the middle of the fort. Pocahontas does go ahead and get hit by Zarya's ult. Garrosh is down, but we're going to have a possible double. No, maybe.
Oh my goodness!
Pocahontas down there. Don't turn around. Oh my god.
How is Pocahontas getting out of these? She survived a throw, a garish taunt, a twilight dream, a CC chain of hell. And Pocahontas shrugs it off and is like, yeah, that's a Sunday afternoon picnic for me. Cool, it's cool. Okay, we do see Leo rotating for the objective, seeing if they can maybe wait long enough for Garrosh to reach the objective and take a 5v5.
Yep, rotation coming around. It does look like Serena is going ahead and channeling this right now. There is some delay happening, but they're not actually being able to move in on this. And is Serena going? No, we do get to have the Zarya orb coming out in order to stop that from happening.
The blue team is in a really good position here. Great taunt and follow up by Sleep. Entomb, the Zarya ultimate, but Bubbles is popping extremely low. The Cassia ball is getting so much value, bouncing from teammate to teammate. Draconian Saloon popping extremely low, and Tiny Owl is in a place she just doesn't want to be in. Really great counter engage by the red team there. The blue team is pulling off amazing combos, but it feels like that they don't have that big AoE damage to follow up on that on these great CC chains to get the max value. It is very hard to get to position Li Ming in the way to get max value out of her orbs in those situations. So it's very difficult for Draconi to get the best possible damage output, put it that way.
Now, here's the thing, though. Keep in mind, once we make it to level 20, assuming the game goes that far, but I think it should, Towers of Doom doesn't usually end before then, we will have that fantastic Zarya ult into Silenced Entomb, so they won't be able to use any abilities to save themselves, and I think that may make the difference.
The red team did take control of the bottom tower, and I spoke about this before. Towers of Doom is all about controlling the bot lane. The team that controls the bot lane is the one who controls the map. And they're posturing around bot lane. They're letting Yrel double soak with Leoric and focusing on protecting this bot keep with a level 16 advantage.
So yeah, it looks like we've got, obviously the 4-man is moving down, trying to take this tower back, because while the tower still stands, you have the possibility of sappers being escorted in, and even worse to a certain extent, the big problem is that if you want to move into the middle of the map, you have to go through the middle, and that's a very, very tight choke. So you want to have that freedom to come through the bottom lane, but we do have a triple altar phase coming up right now.
Oh, we do see a throw and a taunt and a root follow. Brightwing Z is in, but it's going to be put to great silence there by Tiny Owls. Zarya ultimate there. They're trying to get Pocahontas. Pocahontas has escaped death way too many times, and they're like, no, Pocahontas, not today. Poca finally, after so many ultimates, falls down.
They're moving in. Serena is trying to channel this, but I do not think they'll... Nope. I was going to say, will not be able to actually get that done. They've already lost 2 people. There's no way they can actually stand up to this fight. However, because they did control bottom tower, they're going to get 5 shots to their opponent's 6, because their opponents only get 3 shots a tower, even though they got 2.
But that's fine. Look, it was their comeback moment. They did really well. They're going to focus on just getting that bot control again. They protected the 3 zappers that were going in already. So they're just going to take over that bot tower again. Again, this is a map of comeback. So the fact that the blue team has only 14 shots left on their core doesn't mean anything. They can absolutely come back from this, and it is all to play for.
Absolutely. So we do have already, because they've retaken the bottom tower, they're moving in on their sapper camps and going to try and reverse the bottom. Obviously, all 5 of their opponents are back up, so they don't have an advantage, but they have caught, at least for the moment, back up in experience, or at least back up in the levels.
Yeah, they've caught up. They were behind almost a level and a half, and now they're only half a level away. We do see Varian and Saloon battling out. Pocahontas gets thrown to the back. Great taunt onto the Cassia. Sleep, a really low HP. Zarya ultimate to push the rest of the remaining team. But this is such a sticky situation. If the blue team manages to get out, oof! Run, Tiny Owl! Great shield there. Great throw by Saloon. Polymorph to try and maybe pressure. But Pocahontas might be in spot of trouble again. However, right wing is there to shield up and heal right back up. I do want to say that was a 5v4, very rough situation for the blue team, even though it looked really good for them for a few seconds, but the sheer manpower of having Yrel there was just too oppressive, and they managed to get the kill on to the Ming. This is a really bad position for Team Hera because the objectives are about to spawn, and with their main core DPS dead, this is going to be a tough one.
Yet they are queen on Pocahontas. Unfortunately, they know how this ends. We do not have 20 yet, so that is not a silencing Entomb. Pocahontas gets locked in place, but he just waits for the Entomb to go down, and we do actually have just a lot of death, unfortunately.
Yeah, that was really clutch situation there. I loved how Cassia just pretty much ran it in between two forts to secure the kill on Garrett. I like the commitment. Even though Garrett was zoned out anyway, she definitely went for the kill. The red team is rotating immediately to go bot lane to secure that bot tower instead of taking boss. I really like this play. That they ignore boss and rather control bot lane. We do see Zarya being popped by a perfect taunt polymorph CC chain again. Oof. The blue team is in a spot of trouble here.
Yeah, you always love when you see heroes pop off, but not necessarily just popping. That is not as fun.
Both popping versions are very nice. I like both. It's a good thing and a bad thing. One team likes it, the other team doesn't. And vice versa. Alright, so Jaina is rotating to take that camp. Now that the team has control of the bot tower, these three zappers are going to be creating a lot of pressure for the team once they take them, because, you know, if these three zappers go in, all it takes is one boss call or one objective call, and it's game over for the blue team.
We do have level 20s now picked up on both sides, so we are at the end game. That does mean the silencing Entomb is online, and we've had, again, I mentioned this before, Zarya has been fantastic in her ults, but there's been a lack of follow-up, but now being able to silence most of the team.
That's true. With this level 20, I'm pretty excited to see how it works. And Buried Alive. The amount of silences that... Oh, triple silence. This is a very nice comp they have. Shraz is looking very aggressively onto Sloon, pulls her back. But Sloon tries to get the throw in. Unfortunately, it connects slightly to the minion on the right.
So they are going to be able to actually prevent these sappers from going in. Okay. They walked away for a second. I almost missed that sapper. I was very scared. Oh, fantastic.
Oh, God. Great combo by Ming, and the throw, and the silence, and the silence, and the other silence, and that thingy, and the sleep. Oh my God! Okay. Fantastic level 20 combo. Tiny Owl was tanking the keep, however, and she sacrifices her life to secure the kill. I like that. I like that aggressiveness from the healer. Great play by the blue team.
Is this happening again, where at the end we have just a massive team wipe that turns the game around? Obviously, they can't just walk straight in and go after core, unlike last game, but my God, this happened before?
This feels like deja vu. But that was fantastic. The amount of silences that went over each other was fantastic. The blue team is starting the boss, waiting for some tanks to step up here. Poor Draconi's popping low already. She's like, help! Tank! Be here for me. Take damage.
They are moving up and actually absolutely securing boss, which is the right thing to do, because if that boss gets taken, they're down to 3, which is a super danger zone for them. Meanwhile, Leoric is going to get the bottom lane for them, so they don't have sapper threat anymore. Down to 19 health on the side of Team Themis, and they're going to go and start picking up.
Quick math. Very nice. So they do take the...
Scary.
The blue team does take the top camp, try to pressure some, take some pressure off the top. Red team are all back up, so Dia does need to be careful in case they do gank, but this is pretty clutch, because whoever kind of wins the next 2-3 team fights wins the game. Ooh, red team posturing in that one bush. This is scary.
Yeah, that is one of the scariest bushes on the map, especially if you successfully take one of the bottom forts, because then your opponent almost has to move through that area.
Yeah. Oh, it is very worrisome, though. This is so clutch. My heart would be beating so fast right now. Oh, we do see the two teams posturing around each other. But the blue team is stepping up to be on objective on time, because they know that if they they want to take their side. I like this play from the blue team.
Well, yeah, they want to be able to also prevent their opponents because obviously they are down to 7 core health.
Oh, great double throw, great throw. The combo, the silence there to follow up, and the silence entomb onto the backline as well. But Shra is doing so much work as Leoric pops down. Zarya ultimate connects to the real. Saloon is popping extremely low. Liming tries to interrupt the channel, but it just wasn't alone. The cast ball doing so much damage as it continues to spread into the backline. Oof. And yeah. And Cassius Balls is right back up again. That ultimate is so toxic because the more it bounces, it reduces the cooldown. So Cassia already has her level 10 ultimate up again, because that's okay.
Oh, absolutely. Being able to bounce infinitely and then cast again in the middle of the fight, completely okay. Makes sense. So
the red team,
is this for a fort?
Yeah, the red team takes this fort again. And they are going to posture around. There is no boss on the map, which is really good that the blue team did manage to take it earlier, because otherwise they would have been in a sticky situation here. The red team is focusing on getting towers instead and controlling the map, possibly getting all 3 towers here. So the blue team is doing a really good call. They're just focusing on rushing the bot tower to ensure that not all towers are taken. If all towers are taken, they automatically lose the game as towers begin hitting their shots are being aimed at their core.
Absolutely. At this point, I think the bottom tower actually has all of their flags just reversible, so they just reach up and turn the flag around every few minutes.
Okay, and the blue team is into... Oh, I like this from the blue team. They're just in position to stop the red team from even moving, looking to see if they can get engaged. Saloon is going to get a throw off in Shrazade. She does jump out. Pocahontas possibly looking for a taunt here. Saloon just wants to get the squishies instead. She wants to get the squishies. She's not even focusing on getting the throw or a taunt off on the front line. She wants that back line. Really great position by the blue team here. Draconi does get the channel off.
And Malfurion is at the bottom, so they're already channeling that. They just have to zone.
Great zoning by the front line.
Unfortunately, this is a zone to stay alive, not a zone to win. We are down to 9 core health on the side of Themis. But the real problem is the boss comes up in just about a minute.
The blue team is doing everything they can to survive and live. And knockback there by Li Ming to ensure that her team gets away safely. Really well played there. Honestly, that was pretty clutch because they were brawling that out 4v5 for so long, the blue team. And if they were to die there, it could have been a really serious situation. But they played that really well. However, they decide that they want to step in here. Saloon getting extremely low, but does get the Zarya shield. Leo steps up and gets a really nice throw. Cassia balls thrown out. Zarya ultimate to zone everyone off the point. Great silence. And the damage connects almost to the backline. Brightwing falls. Leo is already dead. Tiny Owl just wants that camp. Gets the root off. But Draconi's popping extremely low. So does Saloon as they both fall. Oh my god.
Yeah, this may actually unfortunately be it. They are going ahead and securing all of the sappers in order to retake that bottom camp. If 3 of them get in, then that's going to be all that she wrote.
Oh, this might be GG. Unless Bubbles manages to do some giga amazing play here, I think this might be game over for the blue team and a win for Team Themis.
Yep, we have 6 sappers coming in and currently no one up to defend them. I don't even know if Bubbles will get back in time. We've got 10 seconds and the sappers are at the line.
Ooh. And they are escorted in. GG, well played. Whew. I probably should learn what Cassio's ultimate is called. I should stop calling them balls. But it's a ball. It's a lightning ball that jumps around.
It's ball lightning. I don't know.
Is it called ball lightning?
I'm going to find out. I mean, that's obviously what it is.
Yes, ball lightning. Yeah. Okay, that's fine. That's fine. Easy. I wasn't making a mistake there. Oh, that Cassia level 20 got so much value, but great play by the blue team as well. They played so well, knowing that their power spike came at 20. Despite the fact that they lost that game, I don't think they should be upset they played fantastic, and they should be very proud of their play. But the red team also had a fantastic combo: Variant Taunt, Brightwing Silence, and damage following from Cassie and Jaina. Hera played really well on Urel to zone out so many people. The amount of stuns she got, I thought she was playing Hogger with those knockbacks and stuns. It was fantastic.
I do have to wonder how many Hogger mains are former Urel mains.
I believe my camera is still not functioning at the moment. I'd have to reset my PC, unfortunately. So I'll wait until after this cast.
All right. So looking at the stats, we do have, obviously, Serena, just absolutely the ball of lightning value came in at very, very big at the end. Does push Serena up to 116,000 damage. Li Ming did come in very, very close behind with 94,000. That's only about a 20,000 difference on a game that long. Very, very impressive. In terms of the siege damage, we do have Leoric, not surprising, just running away with it with Neil Peasants, and then Urel, of course, coming in just second. Double soaking, that's kind of what you expect. And looking over at the healing, Brightwing does out-heal the Malfurion by a little bit, but again, only about 20,000 healing difference, so about the same as we saw in the damage department.
The XP difference. I'm sorry, I've tabbed out, unfortunately. What was the XP difference between Leo and Urel? Was Leoric able to match the Urel?
So Leoric actually outperformed the Urel. Leoric's total experience was 35,000. Urel's was 26,000.
So Leo had actually the advantage. I'm only asking. I'm not a solo lane main, unfortunately. So it's interesting to see the matchup between them, to see who had the advantage on rotations and stuff. However, I will say that Urel did join team fights a lot more and a lot faster than Leo usually. So I think Hera did sacrifice XP for team fighting, which I like that in a person. Who needs XP? Right? We want a team fight.
That's absolutely. I will say, in general, Leoric does double soak better than Urel because Neil Peasants is just ridiculous at 4. Lets you just move between the lanes very, very quickly. Urel has a little bit harder time clearing the wave, and as you said, Urel was coming down to help with team fights a little bit more often, so I'm not surprised to see those numbers. And I am an offlaner, so
you know a lot about this. So I appreciate you stepping in for that. For the last part, the last game is going to be picked up for the best of 3 series, and we do see Tiny Owl's team choosing Shrines, Infernal Shrines. Very traditional map, very nice map. Infernal Shrines is why it's such a popular map in Heroes Lounge across the board. Is one of the most picked maps and highly rated maps. It's because it does well in all areas. It does well from a team fighting perspective. It does really well from a macro perspective. It's an even map in the sense that it is big, so you have some macro potential, but it's not gigantic like Warhead, where you can just pick all globals and go crazy with it. So there is a reason why it's so popular and most teams enjoy it. How do you feel about the map?
I really like this map. The one thing I'm really wondering is that this is one of Hogger's best maps, and we have not seen Hogger played yet, but as we discussed, Urel and Hogger share a lot of the same ability to knock into walls, so Diablo and Hogger are very, very big on this map. It's also a map where you need a very, very good team fight, but you also need to be able to clear the shrine whenever you actually get a hold of it. I have seen a lot of teams in the early game drive off the opposing team, get maybe 15 of the minions because they don't have a very fast clearing team, and then the other team just shows up full health again. So that's a bit more of a problem. So it requires a slightly different strategy, but yeah, I'm very, very excited because the best heroes on Shrines are not the best heroes that we've seen on the other 2 maps. Maybe a little bit more crossover with Tomb of the Spider Queen, but not at all what you tend to see on Towers of Doom.
We did see a Kerrigan pick on Towers of Doom, and I'm wondering if it's going to be picked up on Infernal. Infernal Shrines is a signature map for Kerrigan. It used to be a map where Kerrigan is only good on Infernal, because when she wasn't meta, or even half decent, the only map she was decent on was Infernal. Because of the objective and the way she can proc her shields very easily on it. So I'm really interested to see if Team Themis picks it up again, because I believe it was Serena who played it last time, and she played a fantastic Kerrigan. She didn't need any CC setup. She was landing her own commerce by herself. So I think it would be fantastic to see her again. I do love a good Kerrigan play. Diablo, again, that's really strong map. But I'm hoping to see some spicy healer picks like Alexstrasza, things like that do really, really well. I'm hoping so anyway.
Oh, absolutely. Like this is one of the most interesting maps, especially because you have to figure out what you're doing on the fly, because depending on which Punisher you actually get, it drastically changes the strategy that you have. Frozen Punisher is the easiest one to push with. Arcane Punisher is the easiest one to team fight because your opponents can't stay anywhere near it. And then Mortar Punisher is usually the one that does the most structure damage. So figuring out what you got coming out and what you want to do. Also, I will say Infernal is one of the only maps that when the Punisher comes out, the camps do not go away. So that becomes a valid strategy. So we'll have to see what our opponents decide to do. Our opponents? I'm not playing.
We'll just join a team randomly. It's fine. Just for the crack. It'll be a good crack. Okay. We do see that all the teams are in the lobby. Everyone is ready. And we might start a game in a second. We just wait for one more second. Yeah, so I do think Diablo might be being picked up here. We might see Kerrigan again. Wonder what else I'm excited to see. Like I said, Alexstrasza. I think Alexstrasza would be really cool to see being picked up.
Does have one of the best clear in the game. Her and Rhaegar also ends up being very, very good with that lightning shield. Johanna is always a big pick, because being able to pull all the minions in together to clear. The thing about the shrines is that it spawns up to 10 every couple of seconds. So if you can kill all 10 before the spawn wave happens again, you'll get another 10 to come out. But if you don't, it will only go up to 10.
We could see, you were talking about earlier about macro, things like Dragonshire, things like Dragonshire, things like Vikings, things like Abathur. They could also be picked up here. Albeit it's probably one of the harder big maps to do it on, I think, to play from that macro perspective. I'm still excited to always see a Viking play or an Abathur play. It brings a kind of je ne sais quoi to the game.
Wow, pulling out your other languages. I'm over here being American, like. About the only thing I ever learned how to say in French was je ne parle pas français.
Well, that's a very important phrase to learn, especially if you're in your friends.
Absolutely.
Now, I don't claim to know French, by the way. If anyone does know me, I do not speak French, and I don't really speak any other languages, okay? Just in case anyone out there thinks I'm pretending to know anything. Alrighty, we are starting the draft with Team Hera on the left-hand side and Team Themis on the right-hand side. Did I say right-hand side twice?
I heard left.
Okay, so that's good, because in my brain I said right twice. In the last games, the first few bans have always been Uther and Sonya. So I wonder if Team Themis will continue with this trend and continue to ban those two the whole time. It seems like they haven't changed their picks their bans at all. This is something they're just like 100%. Nah, we're not dealing with Uther or Sonya. We do not want to deal with that.
Yet that is the big question when we come into this screen. Where we go, okay, we do absolutely have the Uther ban, although no, that is the same team that banned it traditionally. Themis is the one that did not like it, so it's very, very interesting to me how close these games have been and how Themis is not changing their bans at all.
I would have expected them to, adjust slightly and start respect banning things that they found difficult to deal with, especially from Tomb of Spider Queen game. The Asmod, I wouldn't wouldn't be surprised if they ban Asmodan on a big map like this after the Tomb of the Spider game. And there we go. Feels bad, man, says Celine in the draft chat. Her poor Asmodunk got banned. I like that. I respect that. That's a good ban. We do see D.Va banned out on the side of Team Hera. And their final ban is, drumroll, Cassia.
Oh, the Cassia, interesting. Definitely a character that was played last game to great effect. I always do respect teams, or I always do agree with teams that say, you know what? The things that actually we had problems with are better to ban than the things we think we might have problems with.
I like that strat. Ban comfort heroes, ban things that you know are very difficult to play against. And we do see the Stukov first pick. This is feeling like a very Tomb of the Spider Queen draft so far, but the Asmodan did get banned out, very unfortunately. I lie. We do see still Chromie, and we still see a Johanna. This is Tomb of the Spider Queen 2.0 so far.
Absolutely, but remember, Johanna is one of the really, really good heroes of this map, being able to pull those skeletal minions together.
However, that Diablo was an issue for the Johanna. I always used to say, this was back in the day when Johanna was giga meta and Diablo was terrible, that I would always insta-lock a Diablo into Johanna because it is such a free reign for Diablo. Johanna is just unable to control something as toxic and as aggressive as Diablo. We do see Jaina and Uriel being picked up again. I really like the Uriel prioritization here. Fantastic play by Cheryl last game. The amount of zoning that she managed to do, I think it was fantastic. However, one thing to point out is that Sonya hasn't been banned out yet, which is a very oppressive solo laner, which you could give more insight, Akari.
Oh, absolutely. Like, Sonya is... Oh, I do love that ban on Diablo for reasons we were just talking about. But yeah, Sonya is extremely good on this map. The Whirlwind clears the shrine very, very, very quickly. And rather, the Berserker turns Sonya into a assassin for... basically, as long as you don't kill her, the more damage she does, the longer Wrath works, and it is not uncommon to finish up Wrath of Berserker and wait 10 seconds and then proc it again. So it is a little bit disgusting. And there we do have that Sonya ban, so all of my expertise, teams were listening, which is impossible. They can't actually hear me, but...
They're spying on you. This means that the blue team has two opportunities to pick some things. They can pick up a healer because they already see what the enemy healer is, but they might hold off. However, the blue team do have the opportunity to last pick and counter pick something specifically they want. They do end up pick up Anduin again, Chiquita on the Anduin, and Tiny Owl picking up Bambi.
Interesting. What's actually funny about that is that Sonya actually has a voice line about not calling her Barbie. So, so they are going to last pick the solo laner in order to oppose the Uriel. Sonya is obviously not available. I would not be necessarily surprised to see a Gazlo, although that isn't as meta over in EU.
There we see the Kerrigan being picked up by the red team. Like I spoke, I was really excited to see it again, considering they played it so well in Tomb of the Spider Queen. Infernal Shrines is much better for her. A good bit better. And I'm really excited to see how Serena pulls it off. Anubarak with CC is really great as well. They'll have a stun lock with the Stukov silence at top. Jaina burst, Kerrigan CC. It's going to be disgusting. We do see Draconi picking up Ledahaka.
That's interesting to me. The thing about Dahaka is that Dahaka should probably lose in the lane against Uriel. Uriel is a better solo fighter than Dahaka is, but of course Dahaka does have that global and is able to soak for longer and come in the fight when needed. Also, I will mention the Anubarak. The spell armor is extremely, extremely good against Lunara's poison.
Yeah, the Lunara poison is going to be very interesting. She's going to be very oppressive against the front line. And considering the front line is going to be Uriel, Anubarak, and Kerrigan, I think with the spread poison ability, she's going to get a lot of value out of it. I think that they'll be able to do a whole lot. And I'm excited to see what Chromie build Saloon is going to opt for. Yeah.
So, right now we are going into Infernal Shrines. This is game number 3 between Team Hera and Team Themis in the Athena Cup. Definitely been some fantastic games so far. Very, very close. Nail biters could have gone either way, and this game promises to be probably the same.
Yeah, the first two games have been nail biters, so clenching. Like I was so surprised the back and forth. It was going to go either way, but this is the decided game. Game 3: Team Hera versus Team Themis. And on the blue side, we have Tanielle playing Lunara, Bubbles playing Johanna, Chiquita on Anduin, Draconi on Dehaka, and Saloon on Chromie.
Meanwhile, over on the red side, we do have Pocahontas coming in on the Beetle King, Anubarak. Stukov is being played by Zakuta. Tigress is playing that Jaina. We do have Sherazade coming in on the Yarel. And who did I miss? Kerrigan is being played by Serena.
Yes, Kerrigan playing Serena playing Kerrigan again after a fantastic play on Tomb of the Spider Queen. I'm really excited to see what she'll be able to pull off in this game. We do see a lot of role switching. I'd like to point out, Bubbles going back on tank from last game. Draconi, who's the DPS last 2 games, is on solo lane now. Very nice role switching going on. Oh, nice time trap there. But the teams
caught Kerrigan right in the middle of impaling, which was a nice visual.
Yeah, some of the time stop abilities when they freeze during an animation can be pretty amusing. We do see Chromie opting out for that W build again. Bohong just getting absolutely shredded in the front line, popping extremely low. That poison is so punishing. I really like the Lunara pick here. I think it's a fantastic pick, and it might pair really well with the Chromie.
Yeah, absolutely. Being able to do quite a bit of damage, and especially the slow that accompanies some of it, will make it easier for Chromie to hit their skill shots. Pocahontas getting down to about half health, but does pop the shield.
The Anubarak is going to have a lot of trouble in the 4-man. The bug is quite squishy. And so if there is a CC chain on the side of the blue team, I think Pocahontas isn't going to get away as much as she did on Varian last game.
Oh no, absolutely. Interesting. We already have Yarel going to double soak. Dehaka has not moved out of the top lane just yet. So I do have to wonder if Dehaka is going to not be double soaking. I wouldn't be surprised. Dehaka at level 1 did go ahead and take tissue regeneration
instead of the race car.
Yep. So that's.
Do you prefer the race car?
I don't play Dehaka that much. If you're going to double soak, you basically have to take the race car. If you're not planning on double soaking, then you definitely want the health because you don't need to move quickly if you're staying in one lane the whole time.
The bot lane engage there. Pocahontas got a great engage on the bot lane, but she is popping extremely low herself, but great zoning there by Stukov. That was pretty clutch. That was a double stun and a double combo follow-up by Kerrigan. Saloon getting away with a margin of her HP, forcing Anubarak to go back though there. It was pretty close.
Also, I will mention we do have Anubarak going Regeneration Master in order to get regeneration per second. That is what I was talking about before. That kind of makes it a little bit better than most tanks when it comes to Lunar's poison damage, because he'll just be regaining health as time goes by while the poison's lowering the health. Obviously, Lunara will outpace it, but it will outpace it a lot less than it will on any other tank.
We do see both of the teams picking up the camps up on top before the objective spawns. Like, the timing, the macro play from both teams is fantastic. So this is some really high-level stuff. Oh, nice CC there, but couldn't connect the damage there. Pocahontas does start the channel off. The red team is in position to get the first couple of objectives. Shroud is popping extremely low. Silence there to try and zone them out, but just not quite enough. Pocahontas is next on the list. Draconi doing so much damage. Shiraz jumps in, but the red team is popping extremely low and has to back out. Oh my goodness, that was so close. Great route there on Anubarak. Extremely low. And Tazi has absolutely no mana as Jaina to follow up and do some damage. She is forced to back out and tap here. Really well played there by the blue team.
So we are up to 25 skeletal defenders up on the side of the blue team, 18 on the side of red. But red is re-engaging right now. Anubarak goes in, is still in the middle of healing, but is at half health and going up every second. A lot of damage onto Bubbles. Bubbles having to back out through the top lane. Kerrigan goes ahead and tries to stun that, but the pullout from Anduin saves their life. Very great. Close, 30 to 230.
Really great pull out there, but the objective is popping extremely low on the side of the blue and the red. It's whatever team gets the last couple of minions. Kerrigan tries to get, but Pocahontas pops it extremely low. It does get popped off. Who gets the objective? The red team actually ends up getting the objective. Great tag stop! Oh my god! Run! Team, run!
All right, we do have Sherazade being the oh, beautiful tongue actually caught Hero out of the
licked. Oh my god, that was so close. Whew.
That wasn't a tongue. That was a like frog tongue, I guess. I don't really know, but that was just catching a fly out of the air. It was amazing. I have not actually seen that ever.
Oh, that was fantastic. Tongue there. By Draconi, very clutch. The red team is taking the camp. And the blue team is in a position to defend. So after that, the blue team is actually ahead in XP. Despite that the fact that they lost objective, they're actually ahead a whole level of XP ahead, which puts them into a really good position for a possible future level 10 fight that they can take advantage of.
Looking at things in the moment while we're a little bit calm, we do have Chromie already finishing deep breathing. Anubrak is up to 9 of 30 of.
I only gasped because I thought the animation of the burrow from Anubrak was going to go through, but luckily it didn't. Pocahontas is, again, being pressured. Absolutely great play by Tiny Owl. One of the things about playing Lunara, even though she's not a meta hero, is constantly pressuring the front line. And something as scary as Anubrak is really hard to do so, but Tiny Owl is doing a great job. Really impressive play here.
Oh, absolutely. Pocahontas is in the middle of slowing sands, is not actually leaving them. I don't really agree with this decision. Okay, does finally get out. Oh, a lot of damage to Kerrigan.
So low. Really well played there. Oh, as Chromie's going to scale and pick up some extra bonus spell power damage talents, those W's are going to start stacking up and doing so much damage. And on top of doing damage, they slow. So on top of that, you've slowing sands. Oh man, Chromie's going to be very difficult to deal with late game, and Saloon is very well known for her toxic Chromie play.
So we do have 2 members of Team Themis moving up to the top lane against this Draconi. Gonna bully that back a little bit, but in response, the rest of Team Hera, it looks like they're just soaking all 3 lanes. They do have level 10s over on the side of Team Hera, so they have gone ahead and moved ahead. They're almost actually up to level 11. Their soak has been exquisite, if that's the right word to use. Sounds like I want to eat the soak.
They are trying to catch up on soak. The blue team didn't take too much advantage of their talent here. They decide, you know what? Our abilities and our power comes under objectives. So we don't care about not taking a level 10 fight. We rather wait until objective spawns and use all of our abilities and combos on the objective because we do well on that. However, the counterplay is Jane and Kerrigan do really well on Shrine 2. So it's all about who can pull off their combo better in the last clutching second.
Absolutely. Don't forget the first fight came down to, I think, 2 minions. So it's not really like they have a shutout and they're better at it. It could very easily go the other way next time. There are slowing stands. Slowing stands are zoning. They aren't really keeping anyone in place. It does look like Pocahontas is moving out. Pocahontas, for some reason, keeps moving through the sands. I'm not 100% sure why.
The slowing sands are consistently being pressured and put onto the Anubrak. Actually, really great play by Chromie. The minute that Anubrak burrows in, slowing sands, stay right there. Draconi is still in the bottom. Great stopwatch there onto the Urel, but Pocahontas tries to re-engage. Kerrigan combo onto the backline. The roll popping low. Chiquita tries to ultimate herself to try and clutch save her team. Pocahontas popping low. Kerrigan popping low. But is dying. Urel has already gone and seen hell. Stukov in the last second knocks back the blue team away to try and save her 2 teammates. I said a lot of weird things in that moment. I apologize. I apologize.
Yeah, you're absolutely fine. I do love Stukov's great timing on the oh my gosh, get away ult. His actual name is Flailing Swipe, but I prefer my descriptor. So we are up to 25 skeletal minis. It does look like this is going to be a Mortar Punisher coming out in favor of Team Hera.
Yeah, this does seem like it's going to go in favor of the blue team. So I'm expecting Draconi on the Haka to start rotating and getting that double soak.
Yep, does Draconi have Burrow? No, it looks like they're going to go ahead and just waddle down. Meanwhile, the Punisher is already inside doing another damage to Pocahontas. Pocahontas has to move away from those mortar orbs.
Oh, Tiny Owl said, I'm going in! Gonna try and get that bug. Saloon puts Tiny Owl into stopwatch to ensure that the tower aggro changes. The Punisher has Tazzy on his naughty list and tries to get her. But I think the blue team is satisfied with getting the top fort and backs away here. I really like that small play. Like, just game knowledge there by Saloon to stopwatch, to put Tiny Owl into stasis to ensure that she stops taking tower aggro. I know it's a small thing, but like those little things add up to understanding what your hero does and what you can do on the map.
Oh, absolutely. Definitely been in situations where I'll see someone go in and end up taking tower shots, and then someone else will just attack a hero with no chance of actually killing them just to pull tower aggro. It's great little moments where you're like, okay, this will save my teammate even though it won't get a kill. So you wouldn't think of attacking an enemy not to kill them as a good move, but it definitely can be.
The red team is desperately trying to get 13. Sorry, I was just saying there that they have 13 and Ubrak in a stopwatch. That damage from Chromie. I mean, what the hell? Blizzard. That is so toxic. The poor tank did get shredded there. Bubbles rotating boldly through, doesn't care, knows that she can do absolutely whatever she wants, and a great blessed shield to clutch the kill on a Nubarak. Great tongue onto the Tazzy, and Tazzy is just going to get absolutely shredded. Great silence onto the Stukov to ensure that Feying Swipe doesn't get value. Draconi. I mean, girl, that was so well played.
Yeah, I've been very, very impressed with Draconi's Dahaka already. We're only about 11 minutes into the game, but 2 masterful tongues have come out, and both of them have secured one of them secured an objective, one of them secured the kill. It's amazing. Actually, I guess both of them secured the kill, because Urel definitely did go down. But yeah, just great play coming out of Draconi and Hera in general, but also great defense. Like, for as explosive these two have been, again, we're only at 5 kills. And I feel like we should be at least double that.
The blue team is trying to get the bot fort here, but they have a whole 2-level talent advantage over the red team. And one of the things I really do like about discussing and drafting is who has a better scaling comp. Chromie and Lunara scale so well late game. They are just deadly. However, on the side of the red team, Jaina is also a mage that I would say scales quite to late game. Albeit I'm not too sure, looking at the talents, if I'm a bit out of the loop on Jaina, that I don't know if these talents actually scale as well as they used to. Kerrigan, once she gets her quest complete, and Nubrak the same, once he gets that level 1 quest complete, also does really well late game. So the red team do have a chance to come back to this, and I'm looking forward to see what they can do at level 16. They are posturing up top lane, possibly to try and get Chiquita out, and Nubrak tries to get a double stun, but Draconi's in crazy, insane peel. Chiquita is in bad trouble though there. Just get away with clutch HP. Oh my god, and Saloon with her... Oh wow.
The one thing that makes me concerned about another amazing that these tongues are out of this world. I'm going to need to start playing Dahaka after seeing this game.
Yeah, I was gonna say, Draconi, you wanna come duel with me sometime? I might give you a call, okay? These are some crazy tongue action plays from Dahaka, from Peel, from Engage perspective. Like, absolutely well played. Oh, so this does mean that the blue team does secure the objective now with a talent tier advantage. They're going to get bot fort and possibly bot keep. With a couple of kills on the side of the blue team, this could be an early GG if they played this right and played really well.
The thing that concerns me about Red at the moment for right now is that Kerrigan does do very well late game, but she is very often considered a hero that you secure very early game kills with, and that hasn't happened yet. So when you don't have an advantage early, Kerrigan does struggle because it means they're already very good at nullifying her combo. So I'm a bit concerned about that, but we do have the Arcane Punisher moving in, who's going to bait it over the wall.
The Arcane Punisher is going to be baited over the wall here by Pocahontas. Does get shredded absolutely by the Chromie follow-up. Woof! The little beetle did not like to be stumped like that. Whew. Oh, another combo there by the Chromie, getting Pocahontas really go. The playing swipe there by Stukov to clutch save her Beetle was very important there. That was pretty close. Pocahontas isn't as tanky as she wants to be on Anubrak. However, she is looking for a possible counter engage before they get level 20. This is a really smart play by the red team. They're desperately trying to get something before the level 20 power spike on the side of the blue team.
So if they are going to move in, here is a full engage. There is the Chromie time stop in order to cap the happening. The camp is already picked up and is helping out the blue team. The blue team is falling back.
The blue team is playing this very smart. They can take a fight if they want. They absolutely have been winning all the team fights and they're happy to do it. But they're like, nah, we're going to wait for my level 20 power spike before we're going to do anything. However, the red team is still looking for that level talent even fight. Chromie poking them down, trying to get them low, possibly getting a snipe on the backline, which is very possible with the W Chromie build.
Yeah, this is a rough situation because even if Red gets the fight they want, now they're down 2 levels, and so that does mean they have 8% less health than their opponents.
Speaking about waiting for level 20 fight, the blue team decides, now we're going to go in, and absolutely shreds the Stukov with a great Blessed Shield combo, because Stukov did try to follow up onto the Anubrak. Really great play there by Bubbles on Johanna. Draconi, unfortunately, didn't get any tongue action this time, because she was put into a cocoon. Anu was like, not again!
Yep, battle of the insects, or bugs, or whatever you want to call them.
The blue team is posturing here to take camp, and they can absolutely take it. They have level 20, they have a talent tier, and they have a man advantage. This is their camp. The red team has no say in this whatsoever, and it gets taken right under their nose.
I even think they knew they were there. They're just like, there's nothing we can do. We're down a hero, and we're down a talent tier, and we're down 3 levels. That's just the trifecta of don't go in.
But they might get caught out here. Draconi, oh my god. Draconi smells out the Jaina and is like, I'm going for you. Is Jaina going to get away? Don't be suspicious. No! No, Jaina! No! We do see a honorable 1v1 here against Jaina and Dahaka as Anubrak gets chased down by the rest of the team. And Jaina falls down to the honorable 1v1 against Dahaka. Oof.
Yep, Dahaka definitely making use of that feeding frenzy talent at level 7 in order to get tongue on tongue on tongue, because the tongue cooldown is usually not that long, but whenever it's reduced by 2 seconds every time you hit someone.
Yes, the level 7 talent, feeding frenzy, I believe, is very strong. And she also did go with elongated tongue at level 16, which makes that the range of the tongue is increased by 20%. This is a very I would say old build. This is a build that you used to go back in the good old days, and it seems to be still working to this day. Absolutely well played.
So we do have a Mortar Punisher about to come out of the top shrine. It does look like that Team Themis is not interested in contesting this. I don't blame them. They are still down 20s. They're down 2 levels at the moment.
They are down a whole talent here, so they're deciding, you know what, we're going to give them objective. Chances are we're going to lose keep, and that is a sacrifice we're willing to make. We need to get back into this game. We need to get XP. We need to get that level 20 power spike to do anything at this stage. The red team. Draconi
Dahaka is watching.
I'm watching this.
You cannot take both of them, Dahaka. Okay, I was willing to be impressed.
I wanted Draconi to go in there, but they decide not to. We do see the topside Punisher going in onto the keep now. I think this is keep gone, but maybe the red team can get a counter engage, bait the Punisher towards the core so that they don't get too much damage. Shirza doing everything she can to try and zone off the blue team off the objective, but it's really difficult. The objective constantly jumping on Pocahontas, shredding her to bits. Shara popping extremely low. She is in a bit of trouble due to slowing sands.
So Fort does go down. Draconi is very, very low in the middle of all things. Does go ahead and use the essence in order to heal back up. There is the unstoppable Lunara bouncing around.
My goodness, the red team is popping extremely low. Zakuda tries to save her team again by pushing them all back. Pocahontas popping extremely low. The blue team isn't in the best spot either, but a great engage there by the Punisher. Poca getting a 4-man stun with her burrow, but the counter engage on Shera and Poca, they absolutely pop like noodles. Serena is next on to going down on the list. Lunara, unfortunately, did fall down on the side of the blue team, but the Punisher is still going to hell on Shera and Zakuda. Stukov doing everything he can with his auto attacks to try and secure kills in the silence, but the slow on Bubbles. What is this fiesta? GG.
So it looks like everyone but Jaina does go down before the core does. Jaina popping in and out of the core using her spells, but unfortunately it's just not enough, and we do have the core going down. Team Hera manages to take the series in an incredibly back and forth couple of games. This last game was exceptionally well played by them. They managed to control the area, but both teams just played their heart out and did an amazing, amazing job.
Oh, absolutely fantastic series by both teams. It was just heart-clenching. The first two games were extremely close. This game, the blue team absolutely played it so well. They gave up early objectives. They gave up trades early and knew that they scaled. And as soon as they got the level 10s, they just snowballed and played it extremely well. It was a very difficult game for the red team to try and come back from, but they did their best and put their hearts out. And that was absolutely well played by them as well.
So, looking at the stats in the game, the shoutouts that we always try and give, we do have Saloon leading the way in the damage department, doing 71,000 damage over the course of the game. Jaina was unfortunately less than half of that at 35,000, followed by Lunara's Tiny Owl, or Tiny Owl on Lunara, not Lunara's Tiny Owl. I know who the player is, I promise. In terms of healing, we do have Zakuda leading the way with 58,000, and then Sakita, obviously, at 44,000. And experience contribution, very close. Dahaka does lead the way, again, because of that power of staying in the lane until you're absolutely needed and burrowing in. 19,000 compared to the 15,000 of Yarel. And
at the moment, we are actually going to slide into an interview with a member of the community, Born to Shine. And we're going to move on after that to a next game. Thank you so much, guys, for watching this. And I hope you stay around for game 2.